Hello guys, I'm Charlie Austin for New York Movie Buff, and I'm here to do my comments on the 5th chapter of The Mandalorian called The Gunslinger. And right out of the bat, like with the 4th installment of the 1st season of the show, I can say that for the second time in the first half of the show, we see Disney pulling a filler episode. How I have explained in the past commentary video, it doesn't mean that filler is like an interesting, that a filler equals to waste of money, time, energy, or plot. It just means that the structure created to convey some type or some piece of information important to the plot later on was not necessary. It could have been done with much less than that. That's what I mean by a filler episode. Of course, maybe I'm redesigning the meaning of what a filler episode really is, because for many viewers or for many Star Wars lovers or fans, like an episode that visits Tatooine and just goes through so many well-known places, the cantina and the docks, and all of that is already entertaining enough, and it's enough for them. They got the bait and they're totally invested, even if it means, you know, like sacrificing 30 minutes of an episode to just make us feel nostalgic and not advance the plot. So, you see, the episode works. I think that my main concern is how long, like, how they stretch out, you know, the unveiling of some pieces of information. You know, it's like there is a crescendo that it goes beyond its climax, and then it's lose like its whole purpose to begin with. What I'm trying to say, was that, like, we see that this episode, like with the 4th episode, the whole motto of it was to get us to the place where we see that guy with those boots, you know, walking towards the bounty that was sacrificed by that hunter that was being helped by Mando. So we could get to that place to see that mysterious figure getting there, about to do something with the bounty that was wasted, and then for we to get thinking, oh, maybe it's Boba Fett. So this was the whole motto of the episode. So, but you see, like, this formula has already been used in the 4th installment of the show, and I don't see why. Like, I don't see why. Like, they could have found more entertainment, more intelligent ways of creating this mystery about this shadowy figure at the end of the episode. Because let's face it, probably they're gonna unveil who this guy or who this figure or who this character is right in the next episode. I doubt that they're gonna keep holding this piece of mystery until the 8th episode or something. So if it's gonna be unveiled right when we enter the 6th episode, why to spend a whole episode just to show us like less than 20 seconds of footage? You know, it doesn't seem, you know, like the end here doesn't justify the means. That's what I'm trying to say. Something else that really bothers me in this episode is that, you know, coming from the last episode, from the end of the last episode, they didn't end the episode with a cliffhanger. It was more a cliff solver, I would say. Because that scene when there is that guy with the tracker and he's shot down by the resistance girl, you know, is just to explain why they are just throwing away everything that they were trying to tell us throughout the whole 4th episode, that they were trying to make that place safe for Baby Yoda. So that thing doesn't set up anything for the follow-up episode that is this 5th one, you know what I mean? And so much so that at the beginning of this episode, they need to put a cliffhanger at the beginning of an episode. That he was shot in a space battle with another bounty hunter, most likely. That's why he has to land on Tatooine. So I would I would rather have preferred to see this battle, this small minor battle scene as the end of the fourth episode, and then at the beginning of this fifth episode, seeing the two suns over Tatooine, or the atmosphere of the Tatooine planet, opening up the first sequence of this fifth episode, then doing how they did, like putting something that was supposed to be a cliffhanger scene of the previous episode as the beginning of this episode. So I don't know, it felt a little bit discombobulated. But and then these two pieces of information that they're trying to convey, both these past two episodes, Baby Yoda is not safe by just leaving him in some planet, and there is a new mysterious shadowy figure / character. They could have well construed a plot that could have addressed these two pieces of information right back to the fourth episode, and not spending almost an hour of footage divided into 2 episodes to explore this piece of information that are really minor, let's face it. So minor that they have to construe these episodes with subplots, with other happenings to get to these ends. So again, we have 2 episodes, one after the other, that they are filler episodes, they are entertaining, but I feel like that Disney did that. The fan service right at the middle of this season, because I'm believing that the last 3 episodes, 6th, 7th, and 8th, they're gonna speed up the pace. You know, things will start happening, and we will start understanding why Baby Yoda is so important. If he's gonna remain just for this season, or if he's coming with the rest of the cast, or at least Pedro Pascal, to a second season that is already on the works, as it seems. So yes, that's what I'm expecting. So these were my comments about the 5th episode of The Mandalorian. I'm Charlie Austin for New York Movie Buff. Thanks, bye, see ya.